Hey folks, and welcome back here to Gatekeeper Media as we continue to bring you coverage of the 2022 Disc Golf World Championships out in Emporia. We're with our chase card here in the second round at the Emporia Country Club. And we appreciate you all for tuning in. Of course, a special thank you going out to our Patreon supporters. Once again, I am Dustin Mouret, joined in the virtual commentary booth by my man, Nathan Queen. How's it going, sir?
We have got to watch some interesting golf here on the front nine. You see Paul McBeth out to a clean start, 6 down. Corey Ellis looked like he was on that pace also, but falling back a little bit. Zackeriath Johnson fighting his way back, and Väinö looking to make that push on the back nine.
You know, we can see Aaron Gossage and Tristan Tanner kind of top on the charts, but McBeth is tied up in second with Tanner from the B pool. As we get into things here on our back nine and hole number 10.
Looks a bit different right off of the bat from the tee pad. You see a bunch of trees, something you not see too often out here. They did make a great adjustment from earlier on in the year at DDO, where that OB line on the left has been moved a good 40-50 feet farther away. Much better hole now. Really good par 3. But don't go right.
No, that tree may be saving McBeth for some trouble. Just enough height, it looks like, there from Zach. Does still come up short of circle 2, though.
Yeah, just caught that last tree on the left side. That was a great line. Just barely hung on to that turn too long.
Getting caught up there. It's like it fought through a decent bit, though, actually.
It did. And very difficult after you've been throwing all of these wide open tee shots where you have a lot of room to work the disc. Look at this shot from Corey.
That is a beauty. Hunting the basket.
Catches the cage.
Wow. Wonder if he'll know just how close he was.
What an incredible shot. But like I was saying, very difficult to really have all that room to work your disc and then have to hit this tight hyzer stand-up gap like Corey did. That's really the best way to attack this hole, either that or the forehand.
And man, Väinö really made it down there. Actually able to snag the birdie. I thought he had got caught up on that right-hand side, but fought down there.
Corey able to get the birdie. Fight back a little bit after back-to-back bogeys. And only 26% of the 211 players, I had that wrong earlier, 26% able to get the birdie, so not an easy one to get. Lots of pars on the day as we move into hole 11. OB left, righty hyzer.
Yep, pretty much as simple as that, though. You got to be careful. Really need to make sure you get it out wide because that OB does come in pretty tight on the left-hand side.
And Väinö looks to be using a fairway driver of sorts there as he gets a pretty small skip. Going to be right around circle's edge.
Ooh, that needs to come back.
And Corey Ellis problems, landing it by the basket and almost skipping to the OB long of the pin.
Must be nice to be able to throw that high of a stalling hyzer and still be able to throw it well over 400 feet.
I imagine it would be nice. I'm still just imagining, though. Paul also kind of catching a dead skip, but still a good shot. 3 birdie looks so far.
That looks scary.
Yeah, he doesn't like it. And that shows you why he's faded out early. Didn't get the turn that he needed or just got too much height on that. And gonna give one of those birdies that he fought back to even for right back.
And Ellis has been killing it from this very range. But he's high again.
Oh, man, and that skipped it. Looked to be outside of circle 1 again.
This is further than where he started. And that will be low.
Oh, man.
Not what you expect to see.
No, definitely not. We saw him miss a shorter one from inside the circle earlier also. I'm sure he'll get it back together. It's just a bit surprising to see.
Väinö fighting back, getting back-to-back birdies here to start his back 9 off. And wow, that was very close to being what he needed.
Yeah, that's again, these are players, not that these are easy, you know, that's circle's edge, but these are players that we've gotten used to making those. So it just kind of feels a bit off when you see him miss it. You expect him to make it and make that push. But we'll move into hole 12, a brand new pin placement here. 450-foot par 3. There's 2 different ways you can go. You can go the way of the old pin right behind that bush in the middle of the fairway, or you can go off to the right side, which makes you carry about 420 feet of OB uphill.
This is the epitome of risk versus reward. And I feel like a lot of people really don't feel like the risk is worth it. And why not when you could just do that instead? That works. That was a great shot.
Yeah, we're seeing people, instead of the risk of going over OB the entire time, if you don't make it, you're pretty much going to be re-teeing. We're seeing these players go big, high right side.
Wow, McBeth choosing to go the right route.
Yeah, but I think he's going to end up in a similar position to Väinö. So maybe even a bit farther away as he faded off to the left side. So the more aggressive line, but doesn't really work out quite as well.
I thought this hole could play a huge role in the final round if someone chooses to have to go down that right-hand side to try to make up some room or something. And
look at this
shot.
shot.
That is so ridiculous.
Oh, my goodness.
No way.
And he's gone OB long. I didn't even
know that was in play.
Are you...
I literally had no clue that could ever come into play.
It looks like that OB is a good 60 feet past the pin. So that'd be 500 feet uphill on that. Oh, man, that's... Man,
that... I still can't believe it. I just never thought that would come into play.
Yeah, he doesn't have a putt either. He's got this low ceiling. Yeah, I don't... Sorry, man, you throw too far.
Oh! It looked like it was going to do it for a moment there, but not quite for McBeth. Väinö will come up low. Everyone kind of licking their wounds on this one.
Yeah, there's been a couple changes out here this year to make the courses easier, and hole 12 is not one of those.
Definitely not.
This is a big change for the harder, and we'll see what happens on 13 in a minute.
The earth expanding, right hand and left. The picture alive, every part in its best light. I think heroic deeds were all conceived in the open air. I think I could stop here myself and do miracles. I inhale great draughts of space. I am larger, better than I thought. I did not know I held so much goodness.
Moving into hole 13, 397-foot par 3, OB left, OB right, righty hyzer.
summed it up nicely there, Mr. Queen. I feel like you could say OB left, OB right on almost every hole on this course.
There's quite a few I can say righty hyzer on also. This one's got a bit of a low
Definitely
ceiling.
not a bitter left-handed player.
As Väinö gets a nice shot up there, catches a little bit of foliage. I have to think about that word a lot to say it right.
It's not an easy one. That's why I avoid it at all costs. I just incorrectly call everything cabbage that is just not cabbage. In fact, I don't think cabbage literally has ever played a role in any type of disc golf hole.
McBeth also catching that foliage, but still able to get up inside the circle. These guys really trusting that disc over to the right, which is the best play. You've got to carry it over that sidewalk in the OB area for a little bit. Otherwise, you're going to skip off to the left. Luckily, he catches that tree, though, and does not go OB.
So we thought Ellis was kind of righting the ship on a hole 10, but he's back to having some struggles, and he'll continue to do so on this hole. Wow.
Never seen so many people hit that.
Just gives him a chance to save par with that.
A nice little forehand touch shot. Left it a little bit short, but shouldn't be too much trouble. Väinö just low left from about 45 feet.
Ellis finding the putt.
And definitely needed that one to avoid the red turkey.
Maybe like a buzzard.
Yeah, buzzard. The opposite end of the birdie turkey, you're going to have the buzzard bogey. McBeth with a nice 2, though.
Indeed. After a couple of pars, being quiet for a bit after ending with 5 in a row on the front nine, he's back to scoring. Still has a clean card, yet to find a blemish.
And that will bring us into a new tee pad for hole 14. 975 foot with the pushback to the tee pad has now been labeled a par 5. Kind of a strange progression on this hole.
It almost reminds me of like a slightly shorter hole 1 where you actually do have some gaps to worry about. It's not wide open, but it has that similar OB green to the left at the end and that kind of a similar like basket on a slope at the end.
Yeah, I'm not really sure that I like the tee pad change on this one. The gap is a little bit wider and easier to hit. That rock wall that you see out in front of the ball golf green, you can barely see it in the distance there. That's about 815 feet away. So 2 400-foot shots, and you're in a pretty good position for an easy birdie. I feel like it played, that's a pretty good par 4, the way it was last year. They moved it to the pin position that it's at now earlier this year for DDO, and it played as a very difficult par 4. Now, easiest hole on the course today.
I actually did even see some people in practice rounds like throwing rollers and actually having looks at eagle on this hole.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm surprised that we didn't see any rollers, honestly. Maybe that'll be more for the second and third rounds that you have out here as we get towards the end of the championships. But yeah, if you can get a roller down and get 500 and 550 feet, then you have a good opportunity to maybe attack for an eagle here.
Or, I mean, if you just throw like Ellis has been throwing, you just do it in the air. I mean,
yeah. As it looks like Väinö and Zackeriath are going to be in a great position to approach this green for a birdie look.
A little banter.
And you hear a little bit of boo in the background. Boring play, you know, 400, 400. It's boring out here for these guys.
Yeah, Ellis just throwing an approach disc here. Definitely could see some people trying to go for this if they need the extra score, you know, come last round or something like that.
Yeah, so these guys are all maybe 50 feet short of this wall. That's going to be right around 200 feet into the green, so it's a bit blind, but 200 feet is kind of your standard approach shot for a lot of these pros, as we see two people inside the circle.
Good up there as well from Väinö. So everyone looking at birdie.
This is
You have to have a star frame, so maybe we're finally going to get one.
And a little early there, but a nice roll. Gets him inside the circle as well. Corey starting off the potential star frame.
In fact, I don't even know if we got one yesterday either. I have to go back and look, but...
Yeah, I can't remember. And Zach Johnson cashing it in, 2 for 4. He's now back to even again on the round.
And there it is. That should pretty much seal it back-to-back for McBeth.
Yeah, and
having a great round here.
If Väinö's able to connect here, we'll have all 4 of our players back to even or under par on the round. Taps it in, gets our star frame, moving us into hole 15. OB right, OB left. It plays as an island hole. Righty hyzer.
I got nothing for you.
There is a low left line that nobody will take.
Wouldn't you take it?
I would, but I'm not playing this year, so nobody will take it. As Paul uses that righty hyzer well, gets up there inside the circle.
Well, Nathan, I'm glad to have you in the booth at least.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. Glad to be able to still be involved in some sort.
As that is just a dart.
Fantastic shot. Gets a little bit of skip to not be parked, but really shouldn't be an issue. He's going to be 15 to 20 feet. And looking like a great line here also. We've got 3 players on the green.
So from no star frames to perhaps back-to-back star frames here. Great roll there for Ellis.
There you have it. 2 holes in a row, 4 players inside the circle.
Oh, no. Just, what a crazy misfire.
Yeah, it's like he knew that before he let go, kind of the way his arm was at. I don't really know what happened there, but
it's like he couldn't stop it.
Yeah, definitely a nice cleanup.
Yeah, that's tough. As also shout out, Sexton nearly aced this hole. I mean, it was ridiculously close. Chains and rimmed out and everything. It was wild. What?
Oh man, speaking of chains and rimming out, that's
rude.
Brutal. Oh no. Oh, no. Hole 15's got our card nervous. We have seen two not so great putts. One really good putt that didn't go in. Let's see if Väinö is able to fix whatever's going on here. Get some good energy on this card.
He does it.
There it is. That one sticks in the basket.
So every time he putts, he almost looks like a fencer, like the sword fighting kind.
Yeah.
Anyway.
When you first sign up for a PDJ membership, you're given a PDJ number. Your PDJ number is a stamp for when you got involved in the sport. It's a badge of pride for players and a part of your disc golf identity. Get your number today. Visit pdja.com/join.
Moving into hole 16, another island hole, back-to-back island holes here. 320 feet, got to carry the water, 315 feet. You have options here. You can throw the righty hyzer, you can throw the lefty hyzer, you can throw it straight. Most likely going to depend on the wind what your best play is.
That looks like it'll do. Scary death putt, though, from over there.
Definitely so. Always a decision to make whether you want to lay that up or go for it.
Ooh, that might be in a little bit of trouble. Stalls out nicely, though. How many discs do you think are in that water right now?
Well, I don't know if they've had anybody swim this week yet. If they haven't had anybody swim yet, I'm going to guess probably over 100. There's a lot of players out here throwing this hole. And so far, we've got 3 on the island on our chase card.
See if Ellis can make it all of them. Just throwing an approach disc here. Oh, my. Oh!
And he does make it all 4, scaring it on the way by. Looks like Zach's going to get aggressive on the putt. Aggressively soft.
Oh, no.
Well, he's probably over it now. Now that he looked at it again and sees it inbounds, going to tap into par. He doesn't feel too bad.
Just after McBeth having a misfire on 15, trying to calm things back down here. And that'll do.
And he definitely picked the right hole to misfire on if he was going to pick between these two.
That's true.
Misfire on the last one helps out a lot more than if you misfire on this one.
Yeah. Great one there from Ellis. Sexton nearly aced this one as well. So he had back-to-back ace runs. And that was after also having another one the first day. We were actually covering that when he skipped one almost in on 4 or 5, I think it was. So
speaking of aces, Tyler Wozniak able to ace that hole.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Not sure. That may have been B-pool, so maybe yesterday, but either way, nice ace for Tyler. Brings us into hole 17. Pretty difficult par 4, 745 feet. Got a couple different places you could land. If you go about 360 and end off to the right side, you've got some openings. Otherwise, you want to do what Paul's doing here, get about 400 feet or so, and you're going to have a better opportunity off to the left side to go around. But either way you go, you've got to carry some OB on that second shot.
That is high and battled down from Ellis.
And a great shot from Väinö. Turning the cameraman around. Look how open that shot's going to be now.
Oh, he's loving that for sure.
Yeah, the low ceiling, high floor is really what makes this shot fun to throw. Or if you get it right anyway and get to watch this flight right here, just a fun tee shot. As he gets up there close to where McBeth's at.
Ellis going to have to work pretty hard for this one, and you can see he's not even thinking about it, just laying up to a good landing zone to save the par. Ooh, nice circle back in to get himself NC1.
Yeah, nice high forehand there. It's a unique angle, or unique throwing angle that he's thrown quite a bit this round. Kind of that nose-up stall shot that still gets a lot of distance. As you see McBeth coming up a little short there.
Yeah. I'm actually curious your take on this. Maybe you can check this out next hole. McBeth's backhand form looks just a slightly different to me for some reason. I don't know if you've caught on to that. Maybe I'm crazy, but something looks just a little different for some reason.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it after Väinö. Again, just darting one right underneath it. You know, after throwing for so long, we've seen him struggle a little bit this year. So it definitely wouldn't surprise me if he's been trying to work on something to try to figure out why he's been a little bit inconsistent. For him anyway. But I haven't picked up on it myself.
Yeah, maybe just take a look at his tee shot on 18. Maybe you'll see. I don't know. I could just be crazy, in which case I am very sorry to people in the comment section.
I'm sure we'll find out.
It's like something to do with like his initial start. Like he's not doing like that pump maybe that he used to do or something. I don't know. It's something a little different. Anyways, we are going to see a couple of drop ins for birdie from Zach and Väinö.
Yeah, which is a good birdie to get. Only 19% of our over 200 players able to card the birdie. Moving into hole 18, 691-foot par 4. They made the change earlier this year that you're not able to play over where the FPO tee pad is at. You have to stay off to the left side, making it a bit more difficult. But a pretty good finishing hole. OB carry to off of the tee. And then depending on which way you go, there's possibly an OB carry for your second shot also. Fantastic.
Yeah, really well done there from Väinö. Exactly what you want.
It's going to be about 300 to 340 feet of OB carry depending on where you cross. Zach's going towards that 340-foot carry over there. And does it nicely. He's going to be in good position.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so he definitely his
off arm looks different. Yeah, that's what it is.
I was going to say he's definitely put his hand on the disc a lot longer with his offhand. In the past, it looks like he's trying to maybe correct some type of timing issue by not touching it. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I couldn't put my finger on it, but that's it. Yeah, you're right. Well, at least I'm not crazy. That makes me feel good.
As Corey smashes what looks to be a mid-range across the water, safely inbounds over there. And this drop zone is 400 feet away from the pin. You've got a low ceiling on the right side and the left side. But this looks really good.
Absolutely. Should get him the par save.
Yeah, and that would keep him clean for the round now. He's got that putt to stay 9 down. Yeah, here's some lefty lines. Going over top of the OB the entire way. Puts it inside the circle. Has a birdie look to get himself to 2 down for the round. What a fight.
Ooh, and Ellis gets that to slow down nicely before it reaches that OB line, so we'll have circle 1 putt for birdie.
A nice laser line there.
A beauty as well there from Väinö.
Yeah, so 3 players here with that birdie look, and Paul looking to save the par after going OB.
Well done. Staring at the water. No fear, though. Strikes the chains for a clean card.
And Väinö, our fencer, stabbing one more putt in there. Gonna get to 3 under par on the round. 3 of the last 4 holes being the way that he got there.
Yeah, that's a good call back there. Didn't really get to elaborate on that with the commercial break last time it was mentioned. I don't even know if fencer's the right term. I know fencing's the name of the sport, but I don't know.
Either way, Corey looking for one more birdie here to finish his round. As you see the very daunting digital scoreboard in the background come around that corner, and you see who's in the lead. You look at it.
Yeah, some players choose to or to not look at the scores on the phone, but there's no avoiding it right there. So we get to Zackeriath Johnson trying to finish with the birdie, and he will do it.
Sorry to cut you off, but in case anybody's curious, that is not me in the background.
Okay.
Look kind of similar, but as you see, Paul McBeth clean 9 down, making a move up to lead card.
Indeed, he does join a tie for 3rd. So we'll be joining Tristan Tanner, Aaron Goshens, and Calvin Heimberg, and we'll have Double G, Ricky Wysocki, Gavin Babcock, and Chris Clements. So we'll have a lefty on the card next round for you, Mr. Queen, as we return back to the Jones Supreme 18 for this pool. We appreciate you all for tuning in. And, of course, a special thank you to the Patreon supporters. Be sure to follow, subscribe to catch the rest of our World's coverage and future coverage this year. I'm Dustin Mouret, and with me was Nathan Queen. We'll see you next time.
We'll see you guys out there.